What is up YouTube, it's your boy Jay Rich back at it with another video. In this video I want to go over why I dropped out of college at 19 years old and how I became successful on my own. So first off, I want to briefly go over my story, my background, and where I came from. So I'm the oldest of 3 kids from a single mother, and growing up black, I was led to believe that the only way to become successful is if you play sports, you rap, or you sell drugs. So the route that I took was basketball, and basketball was my thing ever since 5 years old. I was a diehard Laker fan. I still am a diehard Laker fan. I wanted to become just like Kobe, who was my favorite player of all time. And when he passed away, unfortunately earlier this year, it was a really hard time for me during that time. So to make a long story short, my freshman and sophomore year, I was ranked as one of the top players in my position in the country, and I was recruited by a number of D1 colleges. Fast forward to my junior and senior year of high school, I unfortunately suffered a back injury called spondylosis and a groin injury, which both affect my back to this day. So because of that, when I graduated high school, I had 0 D1 scholarship offers, only D2. And for those of you that do not know, when you go to a D2 college, your chances of making the NBA are very slim as opposed to going to a D1 college. So my only other option was to go to a junior college or a community college and pay there for 1 year and then transfer to a D1 college and hopefully make the NBA. So I ended up taking the junior college route in order to increase my chances of me making the NBA. So during this time, I was extremely discouraged and depressed because I still knew that even though I was going to a junior college, the chances of me making the NBA at this point were very slim to none at all. And the reason why I was discouraged and depressed because, like I said, growing up playing basketball was my only way out. Making the NBA was the only way for me to be successful, which I was led to believe. So imagine having this dream, this goal, this mindset, and your identity attached to basketball and making the NBA, and then seeing it being crushed right in front of your eyes. So more specifically, that was actually called an identity crisis, what I was going through. So a major tip that I give out to you guys that are potentially in the same situation as me is to never attach your identity to just one thing, because it can not only limit you to what you think you could do, it can also destroy you if whatever that one thing is doesn't turn out to be what you thought it could be. So you don't necessarily have to change your identity, but just expand it, and you can do anything. So during this time, I'm in junior college or community college, whichever you want to call it, and coincidentally, my cousin actually went to the same school, and he gave me this book and said a successful black man gave it to him and said if you read it, your life will change forever. That book was called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And during this time, I hated reading, and I pretty much hated school to begin with, but I was willing to do anything and everything to change my life. And I kept telling myself what the successful person said, that your life would change forever, so I ended up forcing myself to read it. So I ended up reading the book, and it was actually the first book that I read all the way through from beginning to end, and just like the successful person said, my life changed forever. That book not only changed my mindset completely, but it made me fall in love with reading books. And because of that, I barricaded myself in a library, basically reading a book a day. And in the process, I read a book that taught me how to make money on eBay selling products. So basically buying products on AliExpress and selling them on eBay for a profit. So obviously I come from a very low income family. So when I went to college, I qualified for financial aid. So what I did was I bought super cheap used books for classes, and I spent the remainder of the financial aid, which is around $500, on buying products on AliExpress to resell on eBay. So it's super funny to me because everybody that I knew in college spent their financial aid on new clothes, new sneakers, putting a down payment on a new car. But me, I spent it on buying inventory to sell on eBay. And it literally is just a mindset switch. So if I didn't read those books, I would have been just like those people. And when I read those books, it taught me that the only difference between a successful and an unsuccessful person is their mindset. So I continually sold on eBay, and I was growing a little each month. So the first month I did 1,000, the second month I did 2,000, the third month I did 3,000, the fourth month I did 4,000, and I was making $4,000 a month consistently for about 5 to 6 months, which was a lot of money to me during that time. So during this time, I still was continually reading and learning, and I learned about the paradigm shift by Bob Proctor, and that changed my life completely. So I had a paradigm of making $4,000 a month, believe it or not. So during that time, I had it in mind that I was making $4,000 a month, which equals $48,000 a year. So at 18 years old, that's really good, but that was my paradigm. So that paradigm was limiting me. So I learned about the paradigm shift by Bob Proctor, and I shifted my paradigm, and I went even harder, and I went from $4,000 a month to $6,000 to $8,000, and I was making $10,000 a month. So during this time, I was still in college. In December 2016, so when I was 19 years old, I made $15,000 in 1 month selling on eBay, and then I decided to drop out of college. And the reason why I decided to drop out of college during that time was, number one, I was making $15,000 in a month at 19 years old, which is probably a lot more than any of my college teachers that were teaching me. And number two, if I was making $15,000 in a month part-time while still going to college, my time is better spent going all in on my business to grow the business and potentially make even more money. So I ended up doing just that. I went all in on my business, and the very next month, as I was going to the post office to drop off the items that I was selling on eBay, this guy sees me with a whole bunch of packages, and he tells me that I should get into dropshipping. And I'm like, dropshipping, what's that? And he says it's basically the same thing, selling products without having to hold the inventory yourself and without having to ship the products yourself. So I was really intrigued because I had it in my mind that if I could sell products without having to hold the inventory and without having to ship the products myself, the possibilities are endless. So eBay was cool for me, but I was still limited to how much money I could make because I could only sell what I had in stock. So I spent a lot of time learning about dropshipping on my own, and it was hard because during that time there wasn't a lot of information about dropshipping like there is today. So I remember spending a lot of time learning how to build my store, how to add products to my store, and after a month of learning, I finally launched my dropshipping website, which was men's watches, which I was getting for around $3 on AliExpress. So I felt a lot, and I felt super hard, and I got into Facebook ads, so I lost a lot of my money that I had saved from eBay. So what got me through it is from the books that I read that I learned how to stay persistent. And you have to go in with the mindset of knowing that you're gonna fail a lot, but in reality, you're not really failing, you're just finding ways that don't work. And eventually you will find a way that will work, and that's gonna make you successful. So I remember learning from Napoleon Hill, I think, and he was talking about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. And Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing a light bulb. And when asked about it, Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail 10,000 times, I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. So I realized that that's the mindset that I gotta have in order to be successful. So I know that I'm gonna fail, but I'm not really gonna fail. I'm just gonna find ways that do not work. And eventually I will find ways that will work, and that's gonna lead to my success. So I did just that. I stayed persistent. I finally found ways that did work, which is dropshipping using influencer marketing, and my whole life changed forever. So I remember my very first successful day of dropshipping was when I paid an influencer $70 to promote my product, and that day I made over $1,000. So I went from making $1,000 a day and 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month. And during the process, I've been able to achieve some amazing things that I never would have thought were possible for me, like moving out at 19 to a luxury apartment, buying my dream car, which was a Tesla Model S at 20 years old, buying my mom her dream car at 21 years old, buying my amazing grandpa car, taught my little brothers how to crush it in e-commerce like their big bro, moving into a high-rise luxury condo, buying another one of my dream cars, which was a BMW i8, made over $372,000 investing in the stock market in 3 months, traveling to multiple amazing countries and having the coolest experiences ever with the love of my life, asking the love of my life to marry me in front of the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. And last but definitely not least, my honest belief is not that you judge someone by their accomplishments, but by how many people they helped. And I helped hundreds of thousands of people in e-commerce and grew my YouTube channel to over 180,000 subscribers. And for those of you watching this that are still in college and don't know what to do, it's totally fine. You're young. What you need to do is you need to go to a buffet, the buffet of life, and try everything. You either find something that you're good at, something that you love doing, or something that makes you a lot of money, or if you're lucky, all 3 of those combined. And if you want to do something to make money online, there's a bunch of content on my channel that you can watch for free. And I also created my Ecom Everything course that teaches you multiple different ways to make money online, like Shopify dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, eBay dropshipping, print on demand, drop servicing, stock market investing, and more. And the best thing about it, you can learn all that for under $100 because as you can see through my channel and the amount of value that I pack for free, that I'm not all about money, I'm all about making an impact. And I want to make an impact on every single one of you guys watching this because I started from absolutely nothing and I share everything that I know that led me up to this point because I know that you guys can do it too. So make sure to subscribe to my channel as I have a whole bunch of content that teaches you how to make money online for free, and a link to the Ecom Everything course will be in the description below. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it under $100 because there's a ton of value in it. There's a full Shopify dropshipping course, eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, print on demand, drop servicing, stock market investing, and more. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep it under $100. So if you're watching this and you click on the link and it's not under $100 anymore, then it's probably too late. So for those of you new to the channel, before I close out each video, I always end it with an inspirational quote. I like ending the video off on a good note and good energy and good vibes. And today's quote is, anything is possible if you believe in yourself. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. And until then, my friends, be great.